Let me bang.
I do let you bang. Hey,
let me bang you, Jason, man.
I let you bang. I let you bang.
Greetings, marriage and virgins.
Go for Jesus. No forget Jesus, people.
Hey, I'm not surprised, motherfuckers.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is time once again for your favorite mixed martial arts podcast. Recording out of Los Angeles, California, it's MMA Roasted with Adam Hunter.
Hey, welcome to a brand new
more
MMA
cancel culture.
podcast. Me, Adam Hunter, here with Mayhem Miller. Don Fry is, I just called him to remind him. And then I think Bill Dawes is getting heart surgery today.
Go!
Came on and off. And then waiting for McCorkle, of course. But yeah, anyway, I want to say thanks to Jason for having me on the Corolla podcast. That was a blast.
Whatever, bro. Don't thank me, bud. Thank your fucking hard work in the comedy sphere for you even be able to, like, I go, yo, Adam Hunter, and they go, yeah, no problem. Yeah, I mean, like, that's awesome. Just like they know you and respect you, so you got like right on. It wasn't like I had to like pull a fucking, hey, fucking Corolla, let me shine your knob. No, it was like, oh, Adam Hunter, okay, yeah, have him on.
I was
that's
surprised.
You. That's you.
I was surprised how much Corolla didn't know about your fighting career.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, he's like, you know what I mean? He just knows Mayhem, the funny fucking dude that sit around with him and talk shit. So. Yeah, he looks the yin and yang. He's not like a super fan like you are with all the knowledge of mixed martial arts. He's like a casual fan that knows like whatever the hell's going on.
But that's pretty cool though that you were able to like become friends with him and be on the show and have him also like be like, what? Really? Like, does he even know about the Asian schoolgirl intros? Like,
I don't know. I don't think so. No, he knows. He knows that Robbie Lawler was a badass, and he saw that I beat up Robbie Lawler and was like, oh, shit, he watched that old video, and then that blocked in his brain, you know?
I was going to bring that up. I was going to bring up the Asian schoolgirl, but I didn't want to derail the entire conversation. Like, I didn't want to be like, we're talking about, Gavin Newsom and this and that. I don't want to be like, oh, by the way, did you know that Jason was like, but I at the same time, I'm like, that's such a fucking epic story of like you going to Japan, saying you want a bunch of hot girls in Japanese school outfits, them accidentally getting you actual 15-year-old.
Yeah, you know what? You know what's funny is that because me and you know each other so well and whatever, I felt like every time you told a story about me, you were like rushing the story out.
Yeah.
Like trying to tell every part of the story all in like 1 minute. It happens. That's like, I do the same thing. I just like, well, rapid fire, say the story instead of, calmly letting it out there.
So many times, especially if I know somebody who's like, was at the story. Hey.
What?
Now we got this guy washing the car out there. So the dog is like, I got to say these Great Pyrenees, they're like such good at protecting. Like every day it sleeps right by the door, like just making sure. Yeah. So Bill, are you going in for hold on? Oh, this dog's gonna.
You're alive, buddy.
Hold on 1 second. Talk to Bill for a second.
Bill, are you okay, bud?
What did you
need an update?
Yeah, did you guys? I'm here. I'm having it today, so I'm in the hospital now.
Oh, okay.
What?
Oh, wow.
What happened yesterday? You and Adam did a show. You did a thing together?
He was on the Adam. Yeah, he came on the Adam Carolla show promoting his dates and whatnot. And yeah, it was great. He did great, and like the whole show went good. It was weird and funny. Him and Carolla got along pretty well, which is kind of tough because Carolla's pretty hard ass, So yeah, it was cool. It was a real good vibe in the studio, and everybody was pumped that my friend was there, and it was interesting. It was real cool. I guess I'm gonna sign you up if you survive this now, Bill.
Well, it's funny. I did his podcast a couple months ago, probably right before he kind of got on.
Yeah.
And he was talking about Suzanne Summers, and he was talking about this movie, Detroit City Heat or something. Something I know,
right.
two things I know nothing about. So the whole podcast, he was talking about shit that I had. I was like, Suzanne Summers, oh yeah, Three's Company. Like I had no comment. And then the movie I didn't see. So they're all talking about this movie that I'd never seen, which is actually a pretty amazing movie. Have you seen it?
Well, no,
It's
but
called
I was
Windy
sort of
City
like,
Heat.
I was sort of like, well, he's one of these people. I don't know. I only met him a couple times, but to me, it seems like he's one of these people that like is a genius, and like they get fixated on one thing, and then they can't let the one thing go. Like he wanted to know this one monster truck guy from back, and the whole podcast, he just was like trying to get this video, and you could see probably why he's so great. Same reason why Mayhem is so great and McCorkle's so great, and they get fixated, and they just want to and probably with that and what kind of makes him so entertaining is when he can't let that go. And Bill, probably what happened was he got fixated on that movie, and then it was it became
Well, it was a movie. It was a movie that he did, and he actually did it. I think with Kimmel, they produced it together, and it's an old cult classic. But everyone in the studio had seen it, so they're all talking about it. I'm just sitting there like, like a waiter who comes in the middle of a conversation and is like laughing, like,
yeah.
It felt like that the whole time. So I don't think it was bad, but I don't know if he was like itching to have me back.
It's all good. What's going on with you today? What are you getting surgery on?
I have I'm getting the catheter ablation, and then there's a ventricle blockage, so I might get a stent. We'll see. It's like it's the whole thing. It's general anesthesia, several hours, so we'll see.
They put you out?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
And then you have someone picking you up.
Wait, so like, what the hell? How did you catch this? Like, fucking too much steaks? I don't understand.
I don't know. There's a genetic component to it, to have this condition, and then on top of it, like just a lifetime of like Adderall, caffeine drinks, no sleep.
Yeah.
Just weed.
Oh yeah.
Cocaine here and there.
Is it like a minor heart attack?
Oh yeah.
It's no, but what could happen if I don't treat it? It's an irregular heartbeat. If I don't treat it, I could get a stroke.
Oh wow.
So,
are you nervous?
Yeah.
All right.
I mean, not really, because we're all going to die, right? And then if I die under general anesthesia, that's a good way to go.
You can't be.
It's casual.
You can't be the first person on this podcast to die. Between Don Fry, Mayhem, McCorkle, me.
I'll be shocked, bro. That would totally fuck up my Deadpool.
There's no way. But well, good luck, man. That's crazy. When I got ACL surgery, it's not the same, but they put me under, and then I'm like, what do you do? And I'm like, I'm a comedian, and all I remember is like going to sleep. And then they were saying that I was telling them jokes while I was out.
Nice.
They said, I go, yeah, my ex-girlfriend used to love to play this game called Duck, Duck, Plate, because she would throw plates at my head, which not a great joke, but
whatever. I think it's great.
Thank you.
No one hits home for me.
So a lot of things in the MMA world. Have you heard about BJ Penn?
Yeah, I went on Errol Hawani's show, and like I knew they were gonna ask me about it, since I'm the official spokesperson for insane mixed martial arts fighters who, like for some reason, anytime someone goes fucking batshit, they're like, "Hey, Mayhem, what do you think?" And I'm like, "Man, look, I just barely got my shit together 2 years ago. You guys are fucking making me the damn patron saint of getting sober." Like, that's fucked up, It's a weird, hard responsibility. But, I said I was very, very concerned. And I reached out to BJ Penn's people, I reached out to him and was like, yo, man, you need me to fucking come over there? Like, I will come over and fucking bring a burlap sack and put BJ Penn in it and take his ass to rehab. If that's what that's how brave I still am, to fucking go and try not to get fucking headshotted by BJ, to take his ass to rehab. But apparently somebody is doing that already. So
Sean,
what happened? Someone catch me up on the BJ Penn thing.
BJ Penn.
BJ. Okay, go ahead, Adam.
No, go ahead. No, you say it, Mayhem. Go ahead.
Well, look, here's where I come in on the story. I looked at Instagram, and BJ has been posting crazy shit for a year or so, but this one was extra crazy. BJ was saying that his mom had been body snatched and replaced with another person, and he was afraid.
I'm going to take this paper back information that's in the main lobby, okay?
All right.
All right. Is that Don or you? I think that's Bill. All right, go on.
I'll call it right there.
Yeah, no, I'm sorry. But BJ is like saying that his mom was like replaced by the CIA or something. And bro, it was just bananas. And he was filming his mom like doing household chores, but like from just far enough away that a serial killer would. You know what I'm saying? It was kind of fucking creepy. And I was very concerned. So I reached out to him, didn't get a response back. But everybody else on the comment section was like, yo, help BJ, help BJ. It's like one of those things where I wouldn't get involved, except he's sounding way out there. You know what I mean? So I reached out to some people, and hopefully the thing is settled now and he's getting some help. But it definitely didn't look good.
So, Sean, do you hear about this?
I heard Chael starts to talk about it, then my phone died, so I didn't know what happened. But I do want to assure Mayhem he's not the patron saint of staying sober, because if so, Don would have melted when he joined the podcast. Despite that lady stepping on my jokes, whoever that is, Siri or somebody. And then,
Bill, is that you with someone talking?
Yeah, who the fuck? Who's got a lady fucking doing triage on him?
I think that's Bill. So, because every time I feel bad because I keep muting him, so we don't have to hear the lady in the background. But the thing is that Bill has his headphones in, so he could hear us, but we have to hear the bullshit around him. That if there's ever a way that I could describe how Bill is to other people, it's this in a nutshell, where he can fucking do the podcast, and we have to hear some fucking nurse, but he is getting hard. I'm
a little disappointed he's not on some method of transportation, because he's always on a bike or a car or something. But did you guys hear the story that broke?
Scooter.
Did you hear the story that broke right after this came out about BJ?
Is it about a BJ and Bruce Buffer? But I have a feeling.
No, close. I was going to say Dominic Cruz is suing him for copyright infringement for stealing his nickname.
Thank you. So now, is there any chance, Mayhem, that his mom really was a clone or something?
I mean, look, I was going to keep this under wraps, but I actually went and replaced his mother as a way to get him to seek help. So she's actually animatronic robot from the Hall of Presidents. I just took Jimmy Carter's clothes off.
That's the worst when I hear this kind of stories, and I'm like, okay, it's 99% like, but then I'm like, well, there's always that fucking chance of like, what if that really did happen? And I'm like, I hate that the part of me thinks that, maybe because the whole world has like if you would have told me 10 years ago that they're going to shut down the world because a bat got leaked in fucking China and all this is going to happen, and Bill Cosby is going to be a fucking rapist, and Kanye is going to be a white supremacist, and Dana, like all the, and there's going to be a slap league and all this shit that fucking happens. I'm like, dude, come on. What are you talking about? Bill Cosby, the fucking Cosby Show? Like, so now all of a sudden I hear that this dude's mom might be a clone, and I'm like, ugh. Man, that's horrible. Get him help. He's obviously on drugs. And then I think, well, what if his mom was a fucking clone?
If Mayhem's right and she was replaced with someone from the Hall of Presidents, it would be awesome to have a president that was actually born in Hawaii and not just supposedly born. That's a long callback.
That's a good joke. Good joke. I didn't know where you were going with it, but I'm like, man, I was like, thank you.
You thought I was headed straight to Buffer, and I took a hard left at the end.
Yes.
Hey, a hard left is what Dominic Cruz is in his butt.
Thanks. So, Don Fry, have you heard of this BJ Penn story about a clone? His mom is he's people.
No, Just when I got on here, it sounds really interesting. Shit.
So he's worried. He's on Instagram. And he said it's something that the government replaced his mother with a clone. That's not his real mother. People are obviously thinking he's on drugs or have some kind of mental problems, and they want to seek help for him.
Suspicions arose when Elon Musk fired his mom's clone.
Do you think it's a combination of getting punched in the face for a living, all the brain damage, as well as alleged drugs and drinking, that it's just like one of those things is bad, but when you combine them all, it's like 1 + 1 + 1 equals.
Alleged marijuana is a state plan of Hawaii. Come on.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's weed. I think it might be other. It sounds like it's more hardcore stuff.
Specifically,
Jason.
Yeah, I have a lot of experience in this realm, and to me, what's going on is good old fashioned mania. All right, now whether that's from getting hit, which I doubt, I think it's some extracurricular substances. And once you stop sleeping, all right, you stop sleeping for a while, your brain does weird stuff and fills in the gaps. It like makes sense. Like if your mom looks a little different today, your brain will fill in the gaps and come up with a conspiracy. It's suddenly it's some weird stuff. I think he probably just needs to sleep for a week.
Yeah. Sean,
is that the only thing about his mom, or is there more stuff?
Yeah, he's saying weird. He's been saying weird stuff. I should have mentioned that. I don't know. He said something about the CIA was replacing. It's like common delusions of people that don't sleep. I feel bad talking about BJ right like this. Like I'm talking shit about him. But I mean, he's like posting all this stuff himself. He's saying all this stuff on Instagram.
Jason,
tell your nurse to fuck up.
Jason, nothing that you are saying is mean or mean spirit or angry. Nothing. You're just telling the truth. Number one. Sean, did you ever have any of those kind of delusions, lack of sleep, or
delusions of grandeur mostly? But yeah, the day I was on the podcast when Mayhem actually called me to check on me, he goes, "Dude, you're acting crazy," and I hadn't slept in like 4 days at all. I've been working nonstop, and then looking back on it, I just thought it was funny. But no, I was. It really is true, man. If you don't sleep long enough, you'll start to see. Like I started having hallucinations. Like I'd be driving, and I would see like what I thought was like a deer jump out in front of me, and stuff. Like, and it wasn't even there, or a dog or something. I think that's where they came up with that Patrick Swayze movie, Black Dog, or whatever. Like where it's supposedly truck drivers. Which anytime you see Patrick Swayze play a bouncer or truck driver, it's going to be good. But I thought it needed more arm wrestling. But that really is like a legit thing, man. You really do start to hear things, see things if you go long enough, and you don't realize it when you get used to not sleeping I'm sure you guys have done it at some point for weeks at a time, like 2 or 3 hours a night. You don't realize that your reality starts to just get bizarre,
This podcast is amazing because at one point Mayhem got out of his car. We don't even know where Don went. And fucking Bill is just straight on having conversations and laughing. Like, this is the greatest fucking, anyway. Because I actually.
And now I gotta go.
No, you don't. Really? I
love you guys. I'm at work, bro. I'm like, for some reason, we had to go early today. I'm sorry.
But yeah,
with the life preserver?
Because you have a thing at noon. That's why we went early.
What? I have a thing at 10:30.
Oh, no, you told me you had something at noon. That's why we went early.
I have something at noon, too.
All right, take care, brother.
Okay. I love you, bro. I love you guys.
Love you too, man. All right, well, there goes Mayhem. Be well, Don, what do I do? So let's see if I could unmute Bill so I don't have to hear a nurse. The other day, my daughter was like, I had my daughter, we did something and I wanted her to do something and she didn't want to do it. So I said, hey, will you help me build this
fatherhood?
This new cat litter. We help me build the cat litter. And she goes, no. And I said, what do you mean no? I don't want to. I said, well, you have to help. Because the thing is, no. And then she goes, I go, all right, Violet, you're getting a timeout. She goes up to her stairs to do a timeout. I go up there 20 minutes later. She goes, have you learned your lesson? I go, have I learned my lesson? She goes, yeah.
She's ready to be married. She's ready to be married.
I go, what do you mean? She goes, have you thought about what you did? I go,
oh my God.
You had a timeout, right? I go, and then 5 minutes later, she writes down something on a piece of paper going, I will respect my daughter, and gives me a note. I said, Violet, you can't, this is not how we act. This is not what we do. And then yesterday, she goes, I don't want to work when I get older. I go, what do you mean? She goes, well, what's her name's mom has 4 kids. That's what, doesn't have a job. That's what I want to do. I said, well, you should try to have a job that you love doing and it won't feel like work, right? She goes, well, I'll work at Target as my first job just to get the basics.
Solid plan.
But Dawn, what would you do if you told your daughter to do something? She says no. You give her a timeout, and then she says, "Have you learned your lesson?"
I only gave both of my kids a real spanking once in their entire lives. It was the first time they told me no. They were both around 2 years old, but I lit their little butts up, and then they changed their mind on saying no to dad until they got about 13. Then it changed. But yeah, no, it's some of the stuff kids just go through, man. It's just testing limits, and some of it's cute. Like, it's hard not to laugh sometimes when they say stuff, like my son, like something would happen to me. I'd hit my head on something. He'd be like, well, that's what you get. Like when he was like 3 years old. And I'd be like, that's what I get. Like, what he told me one time if the school called, he shouldn't get in trouble because he was like in pre-K 4 because he kicked the ball and hit a kid in the face and the kid started crying. And I was like, did you do it on purpose? He goes, yeah. He goes, I was trying to hit him with the ball, but not in the face. And I said, well, you can't do that. He goes, well, that's what he gets. Like, that was what that was his reasoning for not wanting to be in trouble. Well, that's what he gets. And I was like, hard to argue with that. So,
Bill, you have a 4-year-old now, right?
Almost 4, yeah.
Has she given you any attitude yet?
Oh my God. I think her and Violet would get along like gangbusters, yeah.
What do you tell her?
Well, luckily her mom's so psycho, so her mom like disciplines her so much that I don't have to deal with it.
Oh, really? That's good.
Dude, I ran into the thing.
No,
wait till hopefully Adam doesn't get divorced. But once you're divorced, you can't say no to him on anything because the guilt is just overwhelming. Like, you'll get, like, my son drove my brand new Escalade to his prom when he was 16 years old. He wasn't even on the insurance. You know what I mean? I just said, yeah, dude, you can drive it, whatever. Their mom ran it like a military camp at her house where their socks had to be exactly organized in the drawer. The rooms had to be spotless. Hers wasn't. And she was the only one in the house who didn't have any chores. Like, the only one, and also not a job. So maybe your daughter learned it there. But she, her youngest son is 20. Her youngest child is 23, and she still doesn't have a job. So
you had to, your first wife didn't have a job. You had to pay for her whole.
She didn't have a job the entire time we were married. She was a stay-at-home mom 3 years before she had kids. Like, she just didn't. And it wasn't that I didn't want her to do something. She just was like, well, it's dumb for me to go to work. If you just work twice as much, you can make 3 times what I make. So, like, that was her solution on everything. Well, what can I do? I'm like, I don't know, start somewhere, go to school, do something. But her excuse was she had kids. Meanwhile, my mom, her mom, school, the babysitter, everybody was watching the kids 24 hours a day. And when I came home, it was my time to watch them.
Dude, it's yeah.
But that's great. You have a creative, funny daughter. You love that.
Yeah, I know. I do love it, and she does. But she's starting to realize that I used to be like, all right, I'm gonna count to 3. 1, 2, and now she realizes that I get to 3 and I have no plan.
Right.
So, like,
swat her butt on 2 one time to keep her guessing.
That's funny. I hope you say it on stage. That's good.
I got to talk to you about Game Time, okay? Game Time, NFL playoffs. One of the greatest things you could do is go to an NFL playoff game, okay? You get to go with other fans. You have fun. You take your family. Listen, Game Time has a new feature called Game Time Picks that makes getting tickets for events even easier. Game Time filters out the fluff to show you only the incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets to find the best value, okay? Make it, you could save time, and saving time is money. Time is valuable, all right? You pick an upcoming game, you browse through the ticket deals on Game Time Picks, and it's so easy. I do it all the time. I go to concerts on with Game Time. I go to NFL games. I go to WNBA games. Okay, you can go to MMA events. All right, they have curated deals that make it easier to find the best price to get great seats. They have the super deal, which is the best value for that event. You get the seat views, so you don't like stuck behind a goalpost or you're sitting in the parking lot. Whatever it is, They have the lowest price guarantee, and they have event cancellation protection, job loss protection, etc. All right, go to Game Time Picks. All right, they make it easier for sports, concerts, comedy, theater. They have all-in pricing. You get the seat views, you get ticket coverage, and you get the lowest price guarantee, or Game Time will credit you 110% of the difference. What are you waiting for, people? Download the Game Time app, create an account, and use the code CLNS for $20 off your first purchase. That's right. Create an account, redeem your code CLNS for $20 off. All right. Download Game Time today. Last minute tickets, lowest price guaranteed. I'm telling you, it's awesome. You're going to thank me later. Check it out right now. Meanwhile, I'm leaving tomorrow for 30 days, right? And 30 days. And because we're going to New Zealand and Australia, and I haven't even packed yet. I should be excited. You know, I'm with Russell. It's like, and I still get to work at Gutfeld while I'm overseas. So I have like 2 jobs, basically. I'm going to be doing the monologue while being in Australia on the flight. But my daughter was like, Daddy, do you have to go? Why do you have to go? And just starts crying. Every morning she wakes up crying. Like, why do you have to do this, Daddy? I'm like, but hopefully, like,
because your mom's a lazy, drug addicted slug. That's what we're fighting.
I feel like the chair is telling this. Like literally, I feel like the chair is talking because I can't even see Don. Meanwhile, Bill is in a hospital bed. He's literally in a fucking hospital bed with his shirt off. Like this.
Well, the shirt off is going to be either way, but is Clint Eastwood standing next to Don by his chair?
Bill.
Dude, my wife is not a drug addicted slug. Okay, she has a great job. She fucking does great, makes more than me.
I think Don was saying from his experience.
But so
I meant slut.
Slut. Oh, got it. Okay, but Don, what was the most amount of time you had to leave your kids for?
18 years.
Yeah, I didn't hear, but
Bill is so committed. He's doing the
This is the funniest. This is the most ridiculous fucking show, dude.
I love that Bill's in surgery on the podcast.
It's like a part of me is like, you have to watch this show. The other part of me is like, who the fuck would watch this show? Like there's like a literal. By the way, there's a new Tubi has these movies now. One of them is called The Grinch Who Stole Bitches. It's a black version of The Grinch. Yeah, somebody said.
I was sure that would be a white version. That's weird. That's surprising.
The Grinch.
Yeah, shocked to me.
Yeah. You know why? Because all this IP is now public domain. That's why they have like Winnie the Pooh horror film and Popeye the Sailor horror film. And
Bill, by the way, we gotta keep the podcast while you're getting surgery.
Hey, Bill, are they ever gonna touch your dick?
What was I just heard?
They got to find it first.
Oh, and then my wife tells my daughter, right? She won't do her homework, and she goes, "If you don't do your homework, we're gonna have another sibling." Like this is what because my daughter doesn't want to have a little brother or sister. But like, who would say that? Like,
and who would have their younger kid doing all the homework? she's gonna replace her. She needs to just have someone immigrate from south of the border and replace her in her job as a child.
Oh God! All right, so the fights. Don, you went to the fights last week?
Yeah.
What did you think of them?
Yes, I did. I thought if it wasn't for Justin Gaethje, the whole card would have sucked shit. You know, Justin Gaethje saved the card.
Yeah, but that's also, I think, one of the problems though is that it's like one of those comics that isn't the greatest comic in the world, or although he is one of the best fighters in the world, but just knows how to fucking kill. And you can't follow him, or it's really hard to follow that person. It's kind of like Gaethje. He might not be the champion, but he's never going to be in a boring fight. Like, it's always going to be a war every single time.
Right.
He's the Maximini of fighters.
Right.
Well, I think no disrespect to Maximini, but I think he's a little better than that. Because Gaethje was one of top 2 in the world, 3. I wouldn't put Max in one of the top 2.
If I was a UFC fighter, I would refuse to fight after Justin Gaethje. I'd be like, no, I'm good. I'll go to undercard or whatever, man. Like, you don't want to follow that act no matter what. Like, you
No.
Yeah.
Why are they not? I cannot figure out why they're not rematching him and Michael Chandler. Like, he'll have an amazing fight, and then they don't rematch it. Like, I don't get it, man.
Well, they have Chandler fighting Paddy Pimblett, his next fight. And any other time in history, I would be like, Chandler wins this 10 out of 10 times. But the way he's looked and the way he fights now, I don't want Paddy Pimblett to win, but I would not be shocked if Paddy Pimblett beat Michael Chandler. Like, either he knocked him out or submitted him. I mean, he got taken down by Charles Oliveira, like 7 times in their fight. This guy's an All-American wrestler, should not be getting taken down by Charles Oliveira, but did. Who do you like in that fight, Chandler or Paddy Pimblett, Sean?
It depends on what Pimblett was able to negotiate with his deal with the devil, because no one that looks like that should be beating anybody in the UFC, and he just keeps pulling it off somehow. Like, I don't know. So I'm still going to go Chandler, man. Chandler's older, and he takes a lot of risks, but I think he's tougher, like in the literal sense. Like, I think he's tougher than Pimblett, and I think he can, if nothing else, outlast him. I think Pimblett will quit. Mostly, I just hope he'll quit because of his haircut during the fight.
Don, what do you think of the Ankalaev Pereira fight? Now, here's my thought. Everyone's mad at Ankalaev. Oh, he's boring. Is this and that? Look, he won. But what, do you want him to just go in there and get knocked out? I mean, he won the fight. He pressured him. He hurt Pereira a couple times, or he rocked him at least. He won the fight. Like, but people like Pereira so much, they're mad at Ankalaev. What was your?
They can't believe a guy won't stand in front of Pereira and just trade punches until he falls down. Like, oh yeah, you're such a pussy. Like, yeah.
Don, what do you think?
Well, I saw Pereira the night before, and I thought, he was in the zone. He was really stoic, and but he's real polite to everybody. He took photos with everybody that came up to him, really polite. But you could tell he just wasn't there. And then I thought he was in the zone, ready to win. But when I saw him walk out, I was like, there's something that he's off. He's off. So he was sick. He must have been sick. And that's why, he wasn't talking to everybody. And that was the problem. And if I could have changed my call and bet money when he's walking out, I'd have bet for the Russian.
Can you tell during walkouts if someone's going to win or not, usually?
What's that?
Could you tell during the walkouts if somebody's going to win, usually?
Yeah. You can see it in the way they move, the way they look. It's in their eyes. That's when if I can make the bet, then I'd make the bet then.
John, when you walked out, you were like pretty scared, right?
I was always afraid of embarrassment, man. That was my biggest thing. I tell God, I don't care if both of my arms and legs get broken and my neck gets broken. Just let me win or not get knocked out with the first punch. Like, when I survived the first 30 seconds every time, I'd be like, thank God I'm at least 30 seconds in. Because I lived in perpetual fear of the one punch knockout of embarrassment. I'm trying to extend this answer to give Don time to eat his food, because I don't want his asphalt to get cold. So, because he eats gravel, that's what I'm getting at. All right.
Oh, got it.
But no, man, I agree with Don. Sometimes you really can see it. Unless they're fighting me, I was sure that Saul Palele was terrified of me and was going to lay down and just quit. And then he beat the shit out of me in 90 seconds. So I was wrong on that one. But when Cain Velasquez fought Junior Dos Santos the first time, I knew something was wrong with him. I didn't know what, but he looked nervous, excessively nervous. And he come to find out he had torn his ACL, MCL, and whatever in his knee, and was fighting on one leg, basically. So that was the only time I ever saw him look that nervous before a fight, So
now, it's crazy, Sean, is that you're like, what are you, 6'9"?
Allegedly, no, about 6'7" in my prime.
But you're like a 112-pound Jewish guy stuck in a 6'9" body.
Quarter Jewish.
You're so funny. You overanalyze everything. You always right. You have the most fucked up attitude, in a way of but you're hilarious. But then you have this huge, you look at you and you're like, that guy's not scared of anything. And then you were actually nervous, which is crazy.
Oh, just of embarrassment, man. That's what I don't know. I never had, and that I would get tired. I always thought, dude, as long as I don't get tired, I'll beat this dude. And 30 seconds in, I'd be like, oh God, I'm getting tired. Like, it's self-fulfilling prophecy.
No, Don, the one fight that I loved on this card, well, not love, but the crazy knockout was the Ruffy versus King Green knockout, that spinning wheel kick. Were you there for that one?
Yeah. Yeah, I was there. Yeah, that was impressive.
What were you thinking during that? Yeah.
Hands up, head down.
Yeah, that's the thing, man. It's like all these fighters who get away with, like, I wouldn't say bad technique, but like chin up, hand down, because they're so quick and they got such great instincts and such great fast twitch muscles. Eventually it catches up to you, and then you're just a guy with bad technique. I mean, Bobby Green's hands were down. He's backing up. He's against the cage. And I was like, oh no, this is not going to end well. I didn't think it was going to end like that, but I could sort of tell where that was going. Did you?
Play stupid games, win stupid prizes, Shit.
Yeah.
I think he was probably surprised, man. That's a lot of distance that kick covers, and who expects anyone to throw that in a UFC fight? Like, you just don't you don't expect that to be coming, like the Terry Silver special non-telegraphed wheel kick. Like, it's if you watch Karate Kid 3, he throws that same kick like 700 times. I heard Steven Seagal taught him at that, though. That's what I heard after.
Dude, did you ever have a heavyweight throw that against you, Sean?
No, the only thing that I ever get hit with kicks really would just be leg kicks, and I would always get like mad that they did it. And I'd be like, "What a bitch move," because it like hurt real bad, Yeah. But I fought this kid in Chicago, and he was the nicest guy ever. First, and when he leg kicked the shit out of me, like first thing of the fight, I was actually like hurt my feelings. You know what I mean? I'm like, dude, we're throwing leg kicks, like that's what we're gonna do, because like it hurt real bad, and I thought he would just let me take him down and tap real quick because he wasn't very good. But no, he was there to win, and it offended me. So.
This week, there's got some fights coming up. Marvin Vettori, I don't know if you know who that is. He's that crazy guy, always getting into like bar fights or casino fights, or I think
he fights everywhere, but once he gets in the cage, then he just stalls.
Right. He's fighting Roman Dolidze, who's coming off a win over Kevin Holland in the first round over Anthony Smith. This guy's won. Yeah, I don't know. I mean, Vettori's pretty good though. He's fucking crazy. He's 19-6. The Italian Dream. He lost his last fight to the Killer Gorilla. He said the N-word to a fighter recently, but used the A and not the ER. But
I've never heard of an Italian doing that. That's weird.
But he really, oh God. But he really pissed off the fighter. Yeah.
Italians traditionally really like black people, in my experience.
Dude. But growing up in Long Island, Italians were probably the most racist group of people, but they're funny. It's like you watch The Sopranos and there's just a funny group of people. Not the racism is funny, but they're just funny. I mean, but I don't think they're really racist. I just think that I don't know.
They don't like black people. That's all. Did you ever watch Growing Up Gotti?
No.
With John Gotti's grandsons, it was like Jersey Shore before there was a Jersey Shore. It's the funniest show ever, dude. It's like amazing.
Why?
It's just the kids are so disrespectful. It's John Gotti's daughter, and the kids are completely like, "You stole all my hair gel." They get in fist fights over like hair gel in a big mansion that was bought with blood money. Like it's the craziest. They ride a golf cart around the neighborhood and get chased by the cops. Like it's just like and it's all legit. Like it was before reality TV was really stupid. Like it's craziness.
But in Long Island, every kid that had like a third cousin who was like knew John Gotti claimed like in like the mafia, they're always like, oh, he's connected because like his cousin knew somebody that knew John Gotti. It was so stupid. Chitty Bang is fighting Anthony Njokuani, good guy. He's fighting. He comes off a win over Jared Gooden. He's fighting Alizio Dos Santos. Who else is on this? Sangwon Choi from South Korea. He's fighting on this card. I mean, Cody Gibson. Cody Gibson was a school teacher. Nice guy, great guy. He was like the gym teacher who went on The Ultimate Fighter. He's fighting Damone Blackshear. That should be a good fight. And then this guy, Waldorf Cortez Acosta, who is a minor league baseball player that can throw like 100 miles an hour. All he throws is the overhand right, like a pitcher. He's fighting Ryan Spann at heavyweight. That should be a good fight. So there's actually some decent fights coming up.
If I was fighting him, he missed a punch, I'd be like, ball. Like, I'd be saying stuff like that to him or whatever. I wish the UFC guys would go more WWE like in the 80s and start using their gimmick for what they do. It's actually sad that professional fighters also have to have a main job. Like, he's also a school teacher and volunteer firefighter. He works the Catholic charity casino at the church during his off time to make extra money. But I did have a guy threaten me yesterday. I'll have to send you the messages later, Adam. This guy, I had a bunch of silver, so I'm like quarter Jewish, so I have silver instead of gold. But I had a bunch of silver I was trying to sell, and it like the price just jumped recently. So the guy's like, "Do you still have this?" And I said, "Well, not at that price. Like, it's a little more." And he said, "Yeah, good luck with that," with a bunch of crying, laughing faces. And I'm like, "Good luck with that. It's less than the spot price right now." Like, you know what I mean? Or that I had advertised. And so I told him, "Good luck with your bodybuilding career," because he had his shirt off in the thing. And then he starts in on me. I got $30,000 for a sponsorship for my bodybuilding back in the day. And then he started telling me how he's a security guard. Then he sent me his bank account statements with how much money. His mortgage payment is $700 a month, and he owes $112,000 on his house that he bought for $120 15 years ago.
Why would he send you this?
I don't know. He just said to me like, "Yeah, with your broke ass." I said, "Really?" I said, "My broke ass?" He goes, "Yeah, look at this, bro." He's a multi-level marketer, sells vitamins. And he started sending me his account on that. He's got a motorcycle that's almost paid off. A used motorcycle that he only owes $2,800 on. He sent me that. He sent me his check account.
How much time did you spend on this?
Dude, it was like an hour. I kept laughing because I thought, am I getting trolled? Like, is this a joke? And I don't know. But he's serious. He's like, sent me his check account with $1,800. He goes, "When's the last time you saw your check account like that?" And I was like, when I was about to file bankruptcy 20 years ago. You know, like it's but he started sending me, "Yeah, how'd you like to live here?" Like picture of his house. I was like, I wouldn't send me a picture of your house. Certainly not that I know your name and I can see the numbers on it, number one. But he just was sending me stuff, and he showed me his multi-level marketing account, how he's got $13,000 in sales this month in it. I'm like, dude, I don't know. But I didn't know whether to be mad or feel bad for him. I was really like conflicted.
Dude, I'll respond to somebody who's like, "Oh, you're not funny. You're terrible. You're one of the worst comics ever. You didn't make it." And then I'll be like, "Oh yeah, well, you know," and I'll send him a picture of me like doing 15,000 people, and then I'm like, "Why did I just give this person that fucking like? I just gave them that." Like, so then I'll delete it. Then I delete it. Then I feel even like more of a dickhead because now you made me fucking think about it and delete it. You know, I used to tell people all the time, "Now hurry and go tell all your friends that you actually had Sean McCorkle respond to you on Twitter. I know it's like the highlight of your week, you know, or whatever." Like, and just, but I guess I shouldn't take it personal, but it just makes me mad when people like start for no reason, like, "Good luck with that, dumbass." And I'm like, dude, you asked me if I want to sell some of my silver. I said, "Yeah, the price is higher though." And then you attack me for no reason. And he kept calling me a beta. I think about that when I was a college wrestler. The guys were fucking crazy. Like the college wrestling team in my school, it was D3, and these guys went out every night and got in fights. There was no football team. Every night, these guys would go beat up a fraternity, but you know, to the point where they got rid of the program because they almost killed somebody, and then they had brought it back because Billy Baldwin campaigned for, I don't know, some crazy shit at SUNY Bing.
Of course he did. That's a normal twist in the story. Billy Baldwin brought back my wrestling team.
Dude, but these guys will go out there, get wasted, and just get in the fights all the time. And I remember like this kid who I like, Frank Palmieri, nice guy, got drunk, went out, got so drunk he got knocked out by like a baseball alumni. Because he guy was 140 pounds, Palmieri, but he just got clocked. He was so, and I remember my wrestling coach saying to him, "You just gave that guy a story that he knocked out an All-American. The rest of his life, he's going to tell people that's what he did." And that's Bill. Thanks for coming back. Are you okay?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Getting ready.
Damn.
Tell me you haven't met another Jewish girl who's requiring some sort of a donation of blood to verify you're Jewish.
No, not yet, unfortunately.
What did you say, Bill? I don't know if you saw my comment.
Funny yarmulke.
Bill had me laughing about something. He said like something about "fool me once, fool me twice." Then there was a curveball at the end that had nothing to do with the video you made. What was it? It was something really funny. What'd you say last, Bill? I can't remember.
I just like how he comes back so that we can hear the doctors talking. Just to make it even worse for everybody. I mean,
now he's suffering from dementia from the look on his face.
Nobody, dude, nobody gives. This is the fucking craziest fucking podcast. By the way,
did you guys see the post where Bill was talking about the girlfriend fooled him twice? At the end, he said something that has nothing to do with anything. It cracked me up. I can't remember what it was though. Damn it, it was really funny.
He's a comedic genius. Bill's got problems, but he is so funny. He is so funny. He writes this fucking Oscar video that no one saw, where he fucking goes off on every Oscar movie, and it's 35 pages long. And he hits me up. He's like, hey, could you help me fucking punch this shit up? I'm like, bro, it's like the Bible. And then he does it. And it's fucking brilliant. But it's like 9 hours of him roasting every movie. Like you could watch, it's longer than the fucking movies, you know? And
you're like, who do you think you are? Sean McCorkle sending me a text?
Dude, it's fucking crazy. But it's very good. It's just anyway, by the way, I gotta say, Sean, back in the day when I was single, you know, doing comedy shows, I'd be on Tinder, Bumble, like not fucking focused on the show, and then do the show, whatever. But I'd be more worried about like getting pussy afterwards. Is that, dude? Now that I'm a parent, I'm on Mommy Poppins. I'm on Red Tricycle. I'm on because I know I have my kid tomorrow for the weekend. Like I know that like I have the day with her. You know, I have her every day, but like, so I'm on all the mommy websites of things to do with kids. I'm like, this is kind of sad that I went from Bumble and Tinder to fucking mommyandme.com. I just want to let everyone know that.
There's also a dating app called Mommy.
Is Joe Biden on there sometimes?
What'd you say, Sean?
I said there's also a dating app called mommyandme.com, but that's a little bit strange.
Of course. Bill, you were saying something? I have to.
No, that was me. I asked if Joe Biden was on mommy daycare too.
Yes, of course. By the way, I still get shit from people because I did vote for fucking Biden in 2020. I made a mistake. The fucking whole world was rioting, the whole country, and I thought, and I made a mistake.
You folded.
I folded. I saw my fucking ways, and I made a mistake. People still on the fucking comments of like, did Adam tell you Corolla he was a Biden supporter? No, I did not tell him that, because sometimes you're allowed to change your mind. But like people act like every fucking opinion they've ever had on anything was the correct opinion. Sean,
yeah, but you helped destroy America for 4 fucking years.
All right, thank you, Don. Yeah, it was me. It was all
Adam's vote decided everything.
It was all me. Sean, what were you?
You're allowed to change your mind, man. Like you guys probably thought Bruce Buffer was straight before we started this podcast 4 years ago.
Yes, I'm sure he probably thought about it.
Right. But no, that's I voted for Trump. I thought Trump would be full of shit when it first happened. I really did. So I voted for him anyway because I thought it would be hilarious if he was the president. Like I was like, I can't wait to see this. But when I saw the cabal of evil that lined up against him shortly after, like every evil person, like Satan himself joined the bandwagon with Pelosi and the Clintons. Like everyone hated him. All the media. I was like, he's got to be doing something right. I don't know what it is, but for that many evil people to hate you got to be doing something right. So.
I just love how some people are just always like, well, you like you can't actually change your mind, or you can't actually admit, yeah, that was a mistake, or hey, you know, based on the information I had, I thought one thing and now I think something else. Is anyone always right?
All right, who did you vote for last year? Wait, who did you vote for last year?
I voted for Trump this time.
Oh my God, a dirty MAGA Republican.
What was that? What? What are you? What do you want? Yes, I voted for Trump. I told my daughter that because I wanted her to think that girls can win things. Okay, so
what's awesome is it sounded like the nurse on Bill's thing was talking to Adam. It was
awesome. I voted for a female president. I voted for Marianne Williamson.
Really? Who's that?
You guys don't know who she is?
How many girls are you on right now?
No.
Are you just naming who's Marianne? Who's that? Some girl that you married?
No, Marianne Williamson. She ran for president in 2016, and she's all about crystals and yoga and shit.
You voted for her?
No, I didn't vote for her. She's a lunatic, but she was on the debate stage.
When Adam said, how many drugs are you on right now? Don said 7.
Like Home Depot. You pull up and you just, 7. I need 7.
By the way, did you see this Whoopi Goldberg thing on The View?
No.
Oh.
I don't watch The View, but it sounds amazing.
So Whoopi Goldberg defended trans athletes. So they had the girl, the Bud Light, the transgender
Dylan Mulvaney.
He was on The View on International Women's Day. She thanks. Yeah. All right. So
Did your daughter just correct you?
My wife. So yeah, right. Like if this podcast wasn't on, okay. So all right, she was on the View on International Women's Day, right? Which is funny in itself. Like that's the woman you have.
Of all the women on the planet.
All the women on the planet. And then Whoopi goes on and goes, transgender, listen, you act like women don't know what they're doing. Like they're not strong enough. Like we're just weak and feeble. Women are strong enough. That's why, women could hold their own, blah, blah, blah. Like defending trans athletes. Like this is a person who's never played anything. Like never played a sport. Never played, like, because if you had, you would know that I'm sorry, but like people who are born men who then transitioned should not play against women. It just shouldn't happen.
Not at all. Well, fuck, my daughter Katie had competition this past weekend in LA, and she had to compete against a man.
In pole dancing.
I said, did he have a brassiere on? Yeah, pole dancing. Yeah.
What?
I said, did he have a brassiere on? No, he had a leather vest.
It was a transgender man or a transgender woman or
no, just some fairy. He didn't want to compete against the other man because the other guy is strong, and I guess does great moves. Power moves. And so this guy went to compete against the women so he could have a better chance of winning.
Wait,
that's something you don't hear often, a power pole dancer.
So a guy went and just went to the women's pole dancing competition. Just a man.
Because he didn't have enough power to compete against men.
Yeah.
No,
he's a gay pole. He's a gay pole dancer.
Are there a lot of straight pole dancers?
Yeah, I was gonna say that's weird.
You know what? I'm not asking anybody. I'll tell you that.
Wait, so Don, did you go to the pole
dancing? Waiting on my autograph.
Don, were you in the audience?
Excuse me, are you gay?
Don, were you in the audience?
No. No, but Katie won't let me around that. No.
Oh, so who won? Did Katie win or the guy win?
The guy won. Katie took second, and excuse me. Everybody agrees that Katie should have won, but they gave it to the fairy, because
Bruce Buffer was the deciding vote. They shouldn't have Buffer on the judging panel.
Oh, just got canceled again.
We got canceled. This is his daughter. I don't understand why they let a man compete in a women's pole dancing competition, though. Was it open? Would anybody could compete?
Yeah, I guess.
Sean, what do you think?
All it takes is money,
Sean, I want you to
in Los Angeles. It was in Los Angeles.
But it wasn't women, though. If it was a women's, I could understand if it was an open competition, though. But you're saying that he should have competed against the men.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, he should compete with the men, right.
Yeah.
He wanted to win, but he wanted to win, so he went against the women. He proved the fucking point right there.
Damn. Bill, what are your thoughts about this? Bill, ask the nurse what she thinks. Bill.
My mic isn't working.
Oh, okay. Your
mouth wasn't moving either.
All right. Well, listen. I think this is how we have to end this podcast. I'm not sure we're gonna get anything better than Don's daughter losing to a man. I don't understand, but why would the judges vote for the guy though? Wouldn't the judges
because it's fucking California? It's California.
Yeah.
You guys want to know how dumb I am? And I'm actually being serious for once. I thought there were tampons in the men's restroom for men that thought they were women that wanted to stick them up their asses.
Oh, really?
Like, I genuinely didn't realize the whole thing. I was like, why are they giving men tampons? Like, I was like, I don't get.
Did you figure this out when you were trying to jam it up your ass?
No, yeah, that fits way easier than I thought. No, it's when I stole them that day, I got thinking about it. And I was like, I asked my son. I said, why would
I use his umbrella?
So I was like, so these guys are pretending to be. I was like, these dudes are pretending to menstruate. My son goes, no, they're women pretending to be men in the men's bathroom. And it like hit me all of a sudden. But for years, I thought the whole debate was that there should be tampons in case a man thinks he's a woman and wants to have one.
Wait, well, we missed Don saying that Sean should use an umbrella, or you use an umbrella.
That I did.
Sean used an umbrella instead of a tampon. Yes.
Did you open it?
That's the whole point.
All right, so Sean, so you thought it was.
We're gonna explain these jokes to you. God dang!
Isn't it for?
Don has 7 years of bad luck because he opened his umbrella inside. If you know what I
mean. Laugh at his, but reprimand me.
So Sean, you thought it was men.
You like Sean better,
who didn't have the surgery yet.
Yeah, I thought it was actually a man that wanted to be a woman, so he wanted to have tampons in case he became a woman in the bathroom or something. Like, I didn't realize it was girls.
But why would he be bleeding up his ass? Like, why would
I don't know. Why do they pretend like they're men? I don't know what's going on. You know what I mean? Like, I don't.
Fucked up.
I was so confused. Why would someone want to go into a men's? Like, wouldn't you? I'd rather use the women's restroom all the time if I had my choice. Like, it's way cleaner. You know, like I don't know. I don't know what's going on, but yeah, I was laughing when I realized how dumb I was. I was sitting there thinking, what is with the tampons? Like, why do you need them in a men's bathroom if you're a man? Like, I don't get it. You know?
When did you realize that it wasn't for your asshole?
When my son said, because I said, I don't understand why a guy pretending to be a woman would want a tampon. And my son goes, no, it's for men, or it's for women pretending to be men that need a tampon in the bathroom. And I was like, oh, it never even occurred to me that a woman would want to use a men's bathroom, even if they were transitioning. Like, I would still use the women's bathroom.
I'm right there with you.
Yeah.
I'm right there with you, man. That's what I thought. I thought they were shoving it up their ass. Shit.
I really believe that. Like, I actually really believe it.
I didn't know it was women. I did too. You just straightened it out for me.
Yeah, me too. Actually, now that I think about it, I think that's all of us. I didn't really think too much about it. To be honest. Bill, you knew it was for women that women who identified as men that are in the men's bathroom.
I don't know if I'm confused because of the drugs or because of what we're talking about right now. But yeah, I didn't really think of it that way. But you're right. If I were a transition to be a man, I would stay in the women's room. You have a private stall. It's always cleaner. Why would you even want to be in the men's room if you're FTM, as it were?
Bill doesn't know if it's the drugs or his sexuality that's confusing to him right now.
No, that's Bruce Buffer.
Someone said on Twitter the other day they love how my Buffer gay jokes have bled over to everyone else because the cast, and now you guys are all doing it. They said like Bill, Don, Mayhem, everybody said something about Buffer being gay now.
At this point, we would have Buffer on, and I think he would start making jokes about it.
That would be amazing.
All right, so Bill, what do you have coming up?
I have a surgery.
I'm catheter in about 5 minutes.
I'm supposed to be on the Hollywood Improv tonight at 9:30, but I don't think that's happening.
Really? You're going to go from surgery to improv tonight? Really?
No, I'm not going to do that. But yeah.
Sean, what do you have coming up?
Oh heck, man, I don't know. Just mainly hating on Brendan Schaub. That's mainly my my plans for this week. Coming up with jokes to make about Brendan Schaub.
Is that on? You like a planner?
Yeah, I'll tell you a real quick funny one. It's awesome. So I made a post on Twitter that said, "Why did you quit fighting? My best friend told me to. Why did you start stand-up? My best friend told me to. Why did you name your son after a city you're not from? That's where my best friend is from. Why are you moving halfway across the country? That's where my best friend lives, right?" So it blows up on the Reddit page where everybody hates Schaub. So then this podcast is called 10 Minutes to Schaub, where these guys only trash Schaub all day, and they get like tens of thousands of views just for trashing Schaub nonstop. They start off their podcast with that post. The next one is an AI picture of fat Brendan Schaub with cowboy boots sitting downtrodden outside of the comedy mothership because he can't get in. And I'm watching the podcast. They say, yeah, this next one was submitted by Roll Matt, which is my wife's email address.
Right.
You know, or whatever. And I was like, I asked Rob, and I said, wait, did you make an AI Brendan Schaub and post it online? She's like, maybe. But she hadn't even told me.
Your wife? Your
wife. Even she, I didn't have no, she hasn't even, like, she's tired
your wife
about
is
Brendan
so
Schaub.
shy and sweet and kind and like, oh, wow.
And on the down low, she hates Brendan Schaub and makes AI pictures of it and posts them online. And so those guys found both of ours back to back and didn't know that she was my wife and talked about hers right after. It was a surreal moment. It said, Roll Matt 34 posted this. I was like, wait, that's her email address. And I like looked at it or whatever. And it was, I said, did you make a Brendan Schaub AI picture? She goes, yeah, I thought it was funny. I was like, all
right. Don, what do you have coming up?
Shit. I'm just trying to figure out. I got all kinds of things. I think I'm okay for March here, but April I'm pretty damn busy. So I'm just chilling, baby, chilling.
All right, thanks. So you're promoting the month.
Trying to recover.
You're just promoting April, not really anything in particular.
Trying to recover from the amazing UFC fight I just went to.
Got it. All right. Well, I'll be in New Zealand, Hong Kong, Australia, Japan, China. Well, I think Hong Kong covers China.
So you're going for a month straight?
Yeah, a month straight.
I thought you were going to Missouri next month. Are you not in Missouri in April?
No. Is that on my schedule?
I don't know. I stalked your page. I thought it said maybe it's May. You're in St. Louis or something over there?
St. Louis, yeah. May.
Some people call that Missouri.
Yeah.
But no, that's only like 3 hours from me. Like I may run over there and hang out with you if you're going to be in Missouri.
Oh, that'd be awesome. I would love that. Well, thank you guys. Bill, you need someone to pick you up?
No, I'm good.
You sure?
Yeah, I'm covered.
How are you getting back from the hospital?
I got my hoe pick me up.
Bicycle.
All right, you guys are the best. I'll talk to you later.